If you wonder why you are seeing me in this from this angle, first of all, you are basically in the position normally my dolls are in. You are on the desk and I look at you. Anyway, for once, I try to write a script. And I'm going to read this script to you in a second. Right now I'm still. But because I need to be able to look at my screen, which is below me, or below you, I try to get this arrangement done. Anyway, let's start with the script. Sometimes there are these moments as a teeny tiny content creator when you see a bigger one posting something or announcing something they want to do, and you start to panic because you are working on exactly the same thing. In my case, my friend Rainbow Fine Art did send me a screenshot of a comment under a video from Poppen Atelier, and she was asked if she could do the 6 Wives of Henry VIII. For the last year, I was gathering fabrics, ribbons, beads, trim, dolls, obviously, because I want to do exactly that. My initial intent was to just start with Catherine of Aragon and then post one doll after the other over the next year. Initially my idea was to do it this year, but anyway. But now that there is this comment underneath Poppen Atelier's video, my little mental ill brain started to tell me, you now need to put out a video to tell everyone that you already are working on this, because if Poppen Atelier does them, or even if she doesn't, but someone knows about the comment, the people might think that you are just copying Poppen Atelier, or just do it because of the comment, and you're just wanting to have attention, and etc., etc., etc. The spiral goes on and on. So now I'm sitting here recording a video, or an announcement video, about dolls based on an idea that is as original as pancakes. What can I say? Making dolls of the possibly most famous 6 European queens in history. It doesn't seem like the biggest and most unique idea to me in an afterthought, but still I feel the need to show I already worked on this. I'm not just copying. So let me now stop the spiral of panic and nagging voices that tell me you did wait too long and you need to now apologize and just talk about what I have in mind. If you are a regular on my channel, you might have already seen that I made this, which is the badge of Catherine of Aragon. And initially I wanted to make all 6 of them. I tried to do Anne Boleyn's, and because I'm me and I'm a mess, I had all the wire glued to the surface and started to fill it out with resin. And after that was done, I took it, put it down because I wanted to use the desk, and I didn't notice that I put it onto something, so it was slightly wonky, and it ended up spilling all the resin out of it. With that, the resin was everywhere, the wire was completely soaked or drenched in resin. I had to leave that to dry, and most of the wires weren't able to be rescued. So I now have a half done Anne Boleyn badge that I'm pushing forward and forward because I don't want to do that again. Because those things are frickin' annoying. No, not annoying, but they are rather complicated and time consuming, and so far each of them did leak in the end, so you had contamination between the colors, and the process is not as fulfilling as I hoped it would be. So yeah, I'm avoiding to go on with Anne Boleyn or Anne Boleyn's badge. But similar to this, I avoided the whole six wife concept. I'm not sure why. And last year I came up with the idea that I wanted to do them as dolls, and I want to use Barbies. Um, so another slight different to what Poppin Atelier might do. Anyway, I started to look for beads, to decide which fabrics, to research the dresses a little bit, and yeah, then started to buy everything. And basically, in March of this year, 2024, I gathered everything I needed. I could have started, but I didn't because of stuff with my mother, and then in October her death, and yeah, there was so much different things on my mind, and my posting schedule this year was not that consistent. So yeah, I did not feel like it was a good idea to start with such a big project, because it's 7 dolls, and I know my history with series dolls or series in general. I lose interest half the way through. My daytime series was the first and so far only one I finished completely. I started other projects that no one knows if they ever get finished. For example, the big dolls, if you remember these. I now gathered quite a lot of information and stuff, as I said, fabrics, trim, etc. And I want to show you what I have so far. And now you have to be proud of me. You have to come and make pat pat pat. Because for the first time in my life I was organized. I took a binder, printed out most of the informations I gathered, and put everything in the binder. Let me show you. We have the name and the badge on the cover of each segment. Behind that, I stored the hair for each doll based on informations I gathered online. Here, I have to say, I am not a historian in any way, shape, or form. Not costume, not normal, not nothing. Just me, a random, uneducated former hairdresser that gathers information on the internet. And yes, sometimes I even use Wikipedia. I know. I don't really use primary sources. I only use secondary sources because how can I resist the confidence of history calling, for example? One of the YouTube channels that was an immense help in doing all of this, because her videos are fairly detailed and I think, as far as I can judge, insanely well researched. I trust that what she tells me is right, and I know you shouldn't do that on the internet, but maybe I'm too old for this. It is possible that all of my information is false and we are on a highly inaccurate journey now. But it is an interesting journey nonetheless, at least for me. So don't expect historical accuracy. especially not in the dresses, because I'm not going to do the whole undergarments that Tudor women would have worn. Um, I might even gather everything into one layer, because otherwise the bulk of the different layers would be slightly too much for the dolls. Um, I'm going to talk about the different layers, but I might not do them for the dolls. We have to see about that. Anyway, after the hair, we now have the main portrait that I want to use as the inspiration for the doll I am making. With the swatches of the fabrics I already bought, with some bead samples, with some other specific things that I thought were important for the specific queen. Then on the next page I have some more portraits, if I was able to find them, and I tried to find contemporary descriptions of each queen. Another disclaimer, I don't want to do completely accurate, portrait accurate, description accurate versions of the dolls. I see it more as a doll that looks similar enough, wearing a dress that looks similar enough to maybe be a reminder or be something that can read as the specific queen. I'm fine to not say I want to try to get them 100% like in the portraiture, because the issue would be, first of all, I wouldn't find dolls with the same face shape. Second of all, I'm not good at realism. My repaints are more cartoonish, and trying that to have them look exactly like the no, doesn't happen. So I'm fairly happy if they are not sisters in the end, but very, very distantly related cousins. And then underneath the descriptions I have the dolls I want to use, and just gathered some points of the description that I saw. And I want to use different size dolls just because, first of all, we have the option now, and second of all, when I looked it up, or looked them up, I found descriptions where Catherine of Aragon was described as a little bit more curvy, and Catherine Parr was described as the largest one. So obviously Catherine of Aragon gets a curvy Barbie, and Catherine Parr gets a tall one. You will see that with each iteration, with each queen. And of course I'm going to do the guy as well. I'm not really into Henry, I have to admit that. Think he is not the most nice person in history, but I am going to make a doll for him nonetheless, because with each doll I want to gather a little bit of the story, of the history behind the person, and I want to highlight one specific thing of the Tudor fashion. Again, I might not be the best person to do that, and I will link all the videos that I used and sources in the specific video, because if you want to have more information than I will give you, go there. I hope I will be able to start with the dolls in January, so I can post the first one, Catherine of Aragon, at the end of January, maybe early February. And then I want to finish a doll at least every 2 months, so we are done with all 7 dolls at the end of 2025. if you notice that there is a far too large break between two dolls, you are welcome to write in the comments down below, go on, do the next one. Just to remind me that I might have to go on with them. Because it is quite research heavy, what I have never done to this extent before. I hope I will get all of them done next year. I am very excited for this journey, and I hope you are as well. One last thing, when this video goes online, I'm already in England, visiting Rainbow Fine Arts. Who else could I visit? And I won't be back until the end of November. I'm over in England for 3 wonderful weeks that will be peaceful, I hope, and will help me gather some much needed energy after the last year. And because I was not very planning ahead, I'm not sure if I'm able to finish anything else. So there might not be any other video until I'm back. I hope you can forgive me if that happens. And yeah, we will see us definitely at the end of November when I'm back and have to do 2 boxes of Upgrade and Scrawler box in a row. Maybe I even put them together, we will see. I hope you have a great time, and we will see us in another video. Until then.